Well, hello and welcome to the end of Eclipse season, and Mercury retrograde is also about to end on Friday. Some of you may be affected by the Mercury retrograde shadow. I'm one of them. And that ends typically 1 week after it ends, so Mercury retro is done on June 3rd, but some of you may be feeling the effects of it up until next Friday, June 10th. And Venus just entered Taurus, and Venus is exalted in Taurus, meaning that Venus is comfortable in that sign because Taurus and Libra are her signs. So it just moved from Aries Venus to Taurus Venus. So you might be feeling a slowdown of energy. Some of you collectively may be feeling some burnout, and like you're coming out of some really heavy energy, and you're trying to communicate a little bit more effectively with setting boundaries, because we are in Gemini season after all, so there's a combination of a few different things that are swirling around. So we'll be doing a pick-a-pile reading, and I have 4 different piles to choose from, so go ahead and pause the video to figure out which one draws you in the most. Sometimes it might be a tie where you like a crystal, but you like a different one because of the artwork on the card deck, so pick between the two, and if one doesn't make sense, maybe the other one might. So for pile 1, we have some chevron amethyst, along with the Magic Seers Holographic Tarot. And for pile 2, we have some red tourmaline, and this is also known as rubellite. You can't really see it on video that well, but it's got blacks, whites, and grays in it, and kind of like a ruby red speckling and patches to it, along with the tarot Apokolypsis. So if you're drawn to reds, this might be a good one for you, or if you're in just that kind of mood. So for pile 3, we have snowflake obsidian with the Legends Tarot. And finally for pile 4, I feel like a lot of you are going to pick this one because this crystal is just so freaking vivid and pretty. So this is Carribean blue calcite. And that is with the Tarot of Dreams. So go ahead, take as long as you need to decide between your 4 different piles, and then I'll timestamp them all in the description box. I'm just going to set some cards aside here. Alright, so for pile 1, if you chose the chevron amethyst with the Magic Seers Holographic Tarot, this is your reading. Let's get some shuffles here and see what we've got going on for end of eclipse season, end of Mercury retro. Certain things are going to speed up because the end of Mercury retro and eclipse season, but also slowing down a little bit because we've got the Venus in Taurus now versus Aries. So certain areas of your life will kind of flip-flop with what's moving fast and what's moving slow. And this is kind of weird and random and off the subject, I just feel like this message is for you, pile 1 specifically. So for the last year or so, it's been brought to my attention, and I've seen it myself, that we have a white squirrel running around our backyard. And I just learned from a neighbor recently that so this white squirrel didn't show up for a long time, and I worried that the hawk got her. So I was really sad. I thought my squirrel was gone. Well, she's been spotted again. Not only has she been spotted, but I've seen that she has 2 babies now. So we have a total of 3 white squirrels which apparently is very rare, and it's an extremely good omen for good luck. So I think that maybe that's specifically for pile 1 here. And you could also look up animal totem readings and look up what squirrel energy is. I know it sounds funny, squirrel energy running around, but it does have to do a lot with being prepared. Like, maybe you're being a lot more careful with saving your money. Making plans for wise career moves, maybe you change jobs, or there's been a change regarding a job somehow. Or you're thinking about changing jobs. So for overall energy, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Swords. So you feel very trapped right now, or you've been feeling trapped lately. And underneath it, we have the Emperor. It could have something to do with possibly a male Aries or a male Taurus, or they might have Aries or Taurus prominent in their chart. It doesn't have to be a male, but it could be. They have very authoritarian. Could be a boss, possibly. Or maybe you're tired of being stuck and you're coming into your boss power. That could also be a possibility. And we have the Devil card. I'm not gonna say what, it could mean a few different things. So I feel like you or the person that you're thinking about is having a hard time making your dreams a reality due to something that has to either do with some form of temptations or addictions. And it could be you're addicted to your own cycles, possibly. And we have the Judgment card, followed by the King of Pentacles in reverse. Everything's gonna come to a head. I think it might have to do with finances or career. It might be one of those issues where something comes to light with the truth about something, or it's that one final last straw at your job and you finally decide to either quit, or maybe you might even, you feel like you're almost being coaxed into quitting almost. 9 of Wands. You know that the universe has your back and that you'll be okay, and you kind of really don't care. You have better things lined up right now. Page of Cups in the reverse. Someone's being very emotionally immature. Maybe even too needy. Oh yeah, and this makes sense with the energy that's been going on lately. We have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, and that has to do with, besides juggling too much, it really is very strong energy with burnout. So maybe with all this immature energy going on, and feeling like you're trying to balance too much on your plate right now, you've been feeling very burned out, and you're at your snapping point where you're about to communicate exactly what you're thinking to some people, or make a decision to walk away. And we've got the Knight of Cups. Just gonna draw a couple of more cards here, and the High Priestess in the reverse, which has to do almost with like malicious secret keeping, like people are keeping you in the dark. And it could involve a younger water sign possibly, or someone with water in their chart, where it could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or you could have those placements. And if if it's not a water sign, it's somebody that has very water sign elements to them. They don't have to actually be a water sign, but, they're a emotional person, kind of sensitive, and something's being kept from you involving that situation. And we have the Queen of Cups upright. I feel like you're a lot more emotionally mature than this person. Yeah, and it's like, which people? Because I'm seeing a lot of people around you, and you're confused by all of it, and you don't know exactly who to believe and who to trust. We've got the 6 of Wands in the reverse. followed by the Three of Wands in the reverse. So maybe you've been waiting on communication from somebody, and you're tired of waiting around and you're done with it and you're moving on, or waiting for them to grow up emotionally. They're not going to, so, you're more mature than them energetically and emotionally. And if they do decide to grow up, it's not going to be anytime soon, and it's not worth the wait. Go take care of your own business, and if, months or years down the road from now they grow up and you run into each other again, so be it. But do not wait around for this person. And even if you don't find out the truth about whatever secrets are being hidden from you, who cares? Like, your life does not depend on finding out the answers to whatever these secrets are. Just leave it be. Oh well, that's a box I don't feel like opening. And just continue to take care of your own business. Change your environment if you have to. Like, if it's that bad, leave, and it's easier said than done. I'm gonna pull a few more other cards because I feel like there's a lot more to this story than the little bit that I got there. It may be a lot, but to me it just feels like there's more. Four of Cups in the reverse, followed by the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, like, maybe this person does have emotion for you, but they're moving pretty slow. They're not expressing it well, and that's because they're not as mature as you are emotionally. Queen of Wands in the reverse, the Hanged Man. You just feel really stuck, and I think maybe you either need to express yourself or just walk away. Communicate what you're feeling, and if they work it out with you, great. I mean, just because the card said that they're probably emotionally immature, it doesn't always mean that it's 100% true. Like, that's how they're acting right now, and the only way to try to fix it is to communicate. But if you've exhausted all options, you're not obligated to stick around and wait for them. Or if you feel smothered, you're not obligated to stay stuck there. And we've got the Three of Cups. So you either just want to focus on being merry, having a good time, maybe hanging out with your friends and not being tied down, or it could be where one of you friend zone the other one. Like, you're kind of over it and now you see them as more than a friend, you care about them, but you're losing interest romantically, or that could be flipped around and how they felt about you. You know your story better than I do, so I'm sure hopefully something's making sense, and if it's completely off, pick the second best pile that you liked. Ooh, and the Empress reversed. That could be, it could be talking about a female Taurus, possibly. It could be talking about somebody in general that's, like, almost being manipulative and a little bit materialistic. Like, they seem a little bit, like, almost shallow, like they don't have as much depth to them as you thought that they did. And I will, so I'm gonna pull a few oracle cards for pile one here. And there's some, so we'll get some, from this Flower of Life oracle. Well, two just flipped out of the deck pretty fast. I could just keep shuffling, but I feel it in my gut that it's for you. And they're a bit long-winded, but it's good. So one of them is, it says, knowing. Within you resides great treasures, vast reserves of strength, courage, wisdom, compassion, and love. Open your heart and acknowledge your treasures that live within, for this calls infinite treasures from out there. You have so much worth. Yeah, know your worth. It's telling you, know your worth. Listen to the whispers from your heart, for maybe it's time to create the life your soul has been nudging you toward. Become aware and sense your body. Connect deeply with your breathing. Imagine you become your breath as it moves into its own natural rhythm. Allow thoughts to float by in your mind. There is no need to connect to them. Just feel all being as it is. Open your heart and feel into the very being of you. Move through your day and night in the presence of your knowing. So it's saying, whatever emotions you're feeling, don't let them stay stuck within you. Feel them and let them go through you rather than staying stuck. And the next card we have, and this could be talking about somebody new, or someone that you've known a while that, maybe you're turning a new leaf over. Soulmates. A lover comes into your life to reflect your love, your higher self. The higher purpose of relationships is to mirror the love that you are and melt away any walls or resistance to love. Love is a state of being, of balance. It reminds you of your completeness, the wonderment of a whole you. Breathe love in and breathe love out. Make a conscious effort to be a lover of life, and you will feel like you are making love in every moment of your life. Being in love is your natural state of being, and in this space you will meet the souls of others who have awakened their heart centers. Well, that all sounds pretty good. I mean, it's good advice, period, no matter what, but that's what this oracle had specifically for you, Pile One. And I have another oracle deck here. I'm actually going to use a couple of oracle decks. And this one is called the Messenger Oracle. Might give you a couple extra bonus, ideas that might align with what we just talked about. They're not as long-winded as the last one, but sometimes you need that extra pep talk. It helps. Oh, very nice. It says, be honest. Yeah, if you're not happy with how someone's behavior is, it's easier said than done, but you need to lay it all on the table. You don't have to be mean about it, but you need to communicate with them clearly, and don't count on it being fixed, but at least give it a try, and, well, then if you decide that you want to end the connection, no one can say that you didn't at least try. We'll pull one more here, and know you belong. Maybe some people that are connected to this person, or it could be a totally different group, you feel left out somehow, but just know that you belong. Don't worry about the haters. For every one person that talks shit, there's 10 people talking good about you. For every one person that thinks negatively of you, there's 10 other people that think you're great. So don't worry about that one insignificant little twat waffle, okay? Alright, one more oracle deck here. These are the ones that I made up myself. I just got a deck of blank tarot cards, and I wrote messages on them. Some of them have messages, some of them have timelines, or hints to what placement somebody might have in their chart for extra verification. The storyline always trumps any kind of zodiac placements, but it could be just that little extra boost or extra clue. So we'll see what we have in my little made-up oracle here. Well, that one fell out, so I'm gonna go with this one here. It says, I hope you go to that party or event. Maybe there's a gathering or a get-together coming up soon, and it could be that person we were talking about, or a new person. There's somebody that's going to the same party or event as you that really, really looks forward to seeing you, and they hope that you go. It's like the highlight that'll light up their day or their night. And we have new moon in Libra, late September or October. They could have Libra prominent in their birth chart. This could be talking about something started in late September or October this past year, or something important and significant is going to happen this late September or October. I don't know if there's parties or events that you know of that are around that time, or that would be. It could be that, or it could be separate. You'll kind of put the pieces together and figure it out. And it could mean he or she, but I put he. If he wants to talk to you, he will. No one can stop him but you or himself. So if you're worried about, oh, he or she just isn't talking to me because they're worried about what their friends think. Okay, well, if somebody is that worried about what their friends think, and they're not following their heart, they're immature as fuck. Why would you want to entertain that anyways? You know, so if they're not talking to you outside of, you know, working, sleeping, being busy, but in a reasonable amount of time, if they're not talking to you, it's because they don't want to, period. There's no excuse for it. If someone wants to talk to you, they will, or at least respond when you reach out. Well, so that concludes my read for pile 1. We'll go ahead to pile 2 here. So if you chose the red tourmaline, aka rubellite, this is your reading, and the Apokolypsis tarot. We'll get a few shuffles here and see what's going on for pile 2. Sometimes I see other tarot readers shuffling cards, just kind of like how I am, and they go so fast, and I don't know how they do it. That one looks like oh, 2 of them. Those 2 look like they want to come out. Alright, so the cards that I felt like they wanted to be part of this pile here, we have the 4 of Cups in the reverse. We got that in piles 1 reading too, along with the 2 of Swords in reverse. So some of you are maybe, the main energy of your reading is you are kind of tired of being bored and you want a little bit more excitement, but at the same time, you're trying to pick between comfort and excitement. When you pick comfort, you're afraid of it becoming too boring. And then when you choose adventure and excitement, you're worried about it being too much where there's not a lot of stability to it, and you're trying to balance the 2. Like maybe you're trying to choose between 2 people, or 2 situations, 2 jobs, 2 homes. Let's see what else we have at the bottom of the deck here. We've got the Magician, and then the Chariot is underneath. So I think whatever current situation that you're in now, you're trying to figure out if you want to move on from it or stay where you are. And I think you're going to choose to move on. And it'll, whichever way you decide to go, it'll be successful. If I hadn't said it, a million times already, the Magician is one of my favorite cards. It's all about alchemy and the balancing of all four of the elements. Like, you're making everything come together for yourself, emotionally, physically, financially, mentally, spiritually, all of that, and you can literally turn poop into gold, basically. Or maybe you turned a shit situation into something magical, because you made that choice to not let it take over your life, and you chose to fight your way out of it. And now you're kind of comfortable and just kind of relaxing, going up that mountain, and you're relaxing on that ledge, and you're thinking, okay, I've kind of hung out here long enough, time to keep climbing again. Eight of Pentacles, that is about becoming the master of your craft. You could be in school right now, you could be learning a new skill or a new hobby, or at your current job, you're bossing up. Like, you're really hitting the high goals that you had for yourself, and you're absorbing a lot of new knowledge, and you may be stepping out of your comfort zone. Maybe that's what it is. In order to grow, you have to step out of your comfort zone, and that's what's challenging you right now. You like being comfy and being able to rest, but at the same time, you've got your eye on the goal, and you're having to step out of there a little bit. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That's almost kind of contradictory. I'm trying to think of how that would make any sense. You may have left an old job or an old position, or kind of like moved into a different area of your office where you're doing something in the same place. Like, you're staying within the same establishment, but maybe something like a different role that you have. Maybe that might be it. You're stepping into a new role and you're on your way to mastering it, and you're learning right now. This keeps coming up in all the readings. We've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, and that talks about burnout. Maybe the last thing that you were doing was burning you out, or maybe that's on the horizon for you. And there's some type of significance with an air sign female. It could be Aries, or not Aries, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. There's an air sign female causing office drama. The Tower reversed. King of Wands. So that tells me that there's a fire sign possibly on your mind, or it's saying that if you're trying to decide between an air sign and a fire sign, the air sign might be the toxic, immature one, and the fire sign might be the good one. It could be talking about two lovers that you're thinking about, or it could be talking about jobs, or if there's different ideas being spewed at you by different people. The one that's got the fire significant in their chart, most likely a fire sign male, it's saying that one is the trustworthy one in this situation. Nine of Swords. So a lot of you are having a lot of anxiety about this. Eight of Swords, and you feel trapped. I'm starting to feel like the same storyline or similar storylines are showing up for everyone. And now we've got the Prince of Cups in the reverse. Somebody might be emotionally immature. I'm just moving these so I've got more room. Either emotionally immature or like overly emotional, like almost the woe is me type. So don't let this woe is me person guilt you into making you feel obligated and like entitled to all of your energy and your time. Think about you and your energy. Your energy's precious too. King of Swords and the Empress. The Empress could have to do with a Taurus, or it might have to do because the Empress is also the mothering and nurturing card. I don't think that anybody's pregnant, like that could also mean pregnancy, but in this situation, I think you're nurturing a brand new idea to give birth to, which makes sense with the Eight of Pentacles, like mastering your craft. See if there's any more details that it'll tell me. Judgment reversed. The Lover's card. So you might be starting a new relationship, or right now you're in that stage where you're not officially with the person, but you're talking to them or entertaining that idea. Ten of Pentacles, that's like the end-all be-all. Like, either you view them as your end-all be-all, or they view you as such. They're coming in soon. Like, I think everything's gonna come together at the same time, like mastering your craft, and this person will come in whenever that change happens. That's like a huge milestone. The Moon in the reverse. Yeah, so the Moon in the reverse, it's like whatever secrets have been hidden from you, you've got the Fool card, you don't care, you're taking that leap of faith and moving on and jumping into something new. We have the High Priestess. Could have to do with a water sign person. I think I've listed just about all the elements, so... And then we have the Seven of Swords. I think there's a lot of confusion right now, and around the new moon in Cancer, so that's in about a month from now, because we just came out of the new moon in Gemini. I think in about a month from now, things will start to become clearer, or you'll meet this new person, or have a conversation with this person that you're thinking about. And pull a few oracle cards here. And so we have the Flower of Life Oracle. And these are like a little bit longer, like messages that are bigger paragraphs, but they're good though. This one wanted to pop out. And I'll pick that second one there. Alright. So the first one is mind. We enter and explore the mind to know and love it, not force it into submission. You don't have to change your mind or make it different to what it is just because you don't like what it's saying. We are not battling the mind. We are making love and peace so we can embrace it. From this vibration of unconditional love, your mind and heart heal and open, coming together in harmony. Now from this balanced place, you can do what Gandhi suggested to free the mind. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be inspired by your divine love, wisdom, and strength. Very nice message. And then we have mystery. The mystical, the mystery, the secret is what we call something when we are yet to understand it within us. Once you feel it, you have direct experience with it. Once you understand this, a realization gently moves through you. I am love, and love is the essence of everything. A new inward journey to feel and understand the fullness of you will reveal itself. Probably around that new moon in Cancer. That's the feeling I get for you, Pile 2. When you feel this and talk to people who are yet to feel their own mystery, they will think you are delusional, a little mad, because they can't see it. They will do whatever they can to talk you out of it. However, as you become practiced in your new truth of being, support and understanding will move into your life through other people who have rediscovered the truth of themselves. It's, don't listen to the haters, and just because somebody doesn't see something, it doesn't mean that it's not there. And if somebody's got a stick up their ass, don't listen to them. You know the truth, and if they don't, that's on them. You can't do anything about what they think. And we'll get a couple of cards from the Messenger Oracle here. These are a little bit more brief and more simple cards. Not long-winded like the last one. Even though it is long-winded, it's good though. Become a shapeshifter. That's interesting that you got the Magician card, and now it's talking about shapeshifting. Like, go into whatever role you need to expand your knowledge and make your blessings happen for you. That's exactly how you manifest. You become the magician. You balance all of the elements. Let's see what else we have here. Surrender to the flow. Yeah, I think it's about balancing, letting things flow and knowing when to jump on the opportunity. Don't force anything, but if you see something that makes sense, jump on it and give it a try. And I'll pull some more oracle cards. These are from the deck that I made up myself. Some of it has messages of timelines or hints to what somebody may have in their chart that you're thinking about as extra verification. And some of it has actual messages in it, so we'll see what we can find for you, Pile 2. Someone told them lies or gossip about you. If they made assumptions, why would you want someone who can't think for themselves anyhow? Well, yeah, it just shows you how weak the connection is. If somebody was talking crap about you behind your back to somebody that's important to you or that you thought you had a good friendship or relationship with, and they go ahead and just believe it without considering your side of the story, well, then your connection isn't that strong to begin with. Let them go. Let them be on their merry way. Full moon in Libra, late March/April, or they could have Libra somewhere significant in their birth chart. So either something happened this past March or April, or something significant is going to happen next March or April. You know your situation better than I do, so it might make sense. If somebody acts like they don't give a shit about you, they probably don't. They don't deserve your energy. So just keep that in mind. Just watch people's actions, watch what they do, and, be aware of patterns. They can say all the fluffy-duffy words that they want, but if their actions and their patterns don't match up, move on from it and let them be. You're too good for that. Alright, so we will go ahead and move on to pile 3. If you chose the Snowflake Obsidian with the Legends Tarot, this is your read. So we'll get a few shuffles here and see what's going on for you. Right off the bat, I heard Aries, Taurus, and Libra. You could be thinking about an Aries, Taurus, or Libra, or maybe you're an Aries, Taurus, or Libra. And if it's not the sun sign, it's somewhere significant in their chart. I could be picking up on Taurus and everything is Taurus, 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 because all of this Taurus energy we've been having lately. Venus moving into Taurus, the lunar nodes earlier this year switching to Taurus and Scorpio. So that might be why I keep picking up on Taurus energy. It's being highlighted right now. And I just love these cards. They're small enough so that I can actually shuffle them more easily. And a lot of these card decks are fairly new. So I might squint at them a little bit because I'm not used to the artwork. I'm gonna put these to the side here. We had 3 cards jump out. Well, first I'll do overall energy. So we have the Knave of Pentacles. I think that's like the equivalent of a Page of Pentacles. Some of you are starting something brand new that could have to do with something material. And we've got the moon underneath it. You're thinking about a new beginning, but you're not, you're a little bit hesitant to move forward. And let's see what our 3 jumper cards were. Ooh, the Tower. 10 of Wands. Ace of Wands. Interesting. So that really is very, like, it's like the strongest I've seen in a read of very powerful endings and new beginnings energy. So you've got the Tower card, that's the crumbling down of an old structure, and then you've got ground zero to start building from. You've got the 10 of Wands, which is like feeling trapped and oppressed, and 10s are usually completion of a cycle. And then the Ace of Wands, that's like the brand new beginning. Aces are usually brand new starts. Like something ended and you've got this passion for this brand new beginning. Let's see what else it says about this here. The Knight of Swords in the reversed. You may have ended something with an air sign and you're either connecting to an earth sign. Okay, so air sign is Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and then earth sign is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I forget if people know that or not. I always forget to list what signs belong to the elements. But it's the 9 of Pentacles. You might be focusing on your craft and your work and your money versus whatever toxic situation, relationship-wise, that you came out of. You left something very, very toxic within the last 3 years or so. I really want to say the last 6 months, but, you know, depending on how powerful that connection is, you know, you could still be feeling it 3 years later, maybe you recently finally healed from the trauma. 4 of Wands in the reverse. The King of Wands. So maybe you had a job interview and you didn't get it, but just as soon as you didn't get it, you saw something else that looked like a good opportunity and you're jumping towards it. Wheel of Fortune reversed, so that's reminding you to not resist the change. There's change, like big change is happening. If it hasn't happened already for you, it's happening soon. 6 of Cups, King of Wands. Your soulmate could be coming in soon, or somebody that you view as your soulmate, and it could be possibly a fire sign. Or they might have like earth and fire prominent in their chart. We've got the Devil, that's Capricorn energy. I'm pretty sure I listed just about every zodiac sign in the whole wheel. Queen of Cups. Five of Swords. I think you're moving away from conflict and you're connecting more with somebody that has really good business ideas to share with you. Yeah, and I feel like that person has Capricorn energy or something Earth in their chart. Just moving these out of the way here, and I'm going to pull some more cards here for pile 2. Or that might be a clue to who this soulmate is that's coming in. Like, they could be business-oriented, very smart with money, possibly, and they have really good ideas. Like, you have all these dreams, and they have more of, like, a grasp on practical things. And by putting both of your ideas together, your creativity with their earthly knowledge, like, you could be a really dynamic team. That could just be a straight-up business partner, or it could be a hint to who this soulmate is that's either coming in or recently came in. Seven of Swords. Seven of Cups. Nine of Swords in the reverse. So something about this July, you've been having major anxiety about something going on, like an idea that you're trying to get off the ground, and I think July is going to be a powerful month for you, because I'm seeing the sevens, and I have that gut feeling about July. Nine of Wands. Creative ideas coming to fruition. Eight of Wands, communication coming through quickly. We've got the Hermit. And the Magician that came up in the last pile. And I might have called you pile 2, but I meant pile 3. So recently a lot of you went within to work on yourselves, to overcome this trauma that you had. You're becoming very powerful. Two of Cups in the reverse. Knave of Wands. Like, you're less focused on love and more focused on creative ideas at the moment. And I think as soon as you, like, started to let go of that toxic situation and started focusing on your own creative projects, that's when the true love would come in, when you're not expecting it. That's usually how it goes. It always shows up when you least expect it and you're not looking for it. And we've got the Judgment card. Yeah, I think July is going to be your month. I really, really do. I'm really feeling July from pile 3. So we'll pull some oracle cards. There's a few different decks. So this is the Flower of Life Oracle. It has entire paragraphs as messages. They're long-winded, but they're good. And I feel like the right cards just show up for the right people. And this is the first time that I shuffled this deck and didn't get any ones that jumped out. So we have, you are eternal. When your stream of consciousness asked to be more, know more, to become more. You created your magnificent physical body to be an instrument of physical creation. You are part of the universe, and the universe is part of you. You are made of stars, planets, and all that is within and without the universe. The playing field of life is unlimited and loving. You are loving, unlimited, and wondrous part of creation. The events and experiences of your life will grow in meaning as your awareness expands. The expansion will alter your perception of the world. Embrace this clear, confident, inspiring outlook, and your experience of the world will change. Oh, that's pretty cool. I saw this meme that's pretty funny that said, you are made of star stuff, but your rent is still due on the 5th. And then we have a yin-yang. Sit quietly and close your eyes. Breathe slowly and deeply. In your mind's eye, imagine a yin-yang symbol representing two opposing but complementary forces, something that's found throughout all of nature. Yin is often symbolized as water or earth and is considered the receptive, feminine force. Yang is symbolized by fire or wind and is the creative, masculine force. While opposites, they are not absolutes. Nothing can exist on our physical plane without its opposite, and neither part is superior to the other. Allow this image to move you to your center, where you feel at one and at peace with your whole being. You are everything. So I think there's a lot of focus on balancing the feminine and masculine. Like knowing when things call for action and knowing when to sit back and observe and receive. And we have the Messenger Oracle. So we'll pull a few cards here. What messages do we have for pile 3? See the truth. That's pretty self-explanatory. See things for what they are, not what you are hoping that they would be. See it as it is. If it aligns, great. If it doesn't align, then shift yourself to do what you need to do to get in the spot where you want to be and seek the lesson. That's pretty, makes sense with it. So if you see the truth and the truth isn't what you wanted it to be, look at the lesson that's in it and learn from it so you can use it for your growth. And next I will pull a few oracle cards from the deck that I made myself. They have messages in it. They also have timelines that can give hints to what you or that person might have in your birth chart, or when significant events are going to take place. We got this in one of the last readings, full moon in Libra, late March or April, and they could have Libra in their birth chart, or you could. So it could be talking about something that happened or was started this past March or April. You could be seeing the truth about it or getting your answers regarding that. Or in March or April, what you're thinking about now, you'll find the truth about it. New moon in Aquarius, late January or February. They could have Aquarius somewhere significant in their birth chart, or you could. So I'm thinking that the beginning of the year, January through April, and it might not even be this year, that could have just been the time of whatever year something was started or that you had questions about. And we have a message here. It says, don't ask the cards about me, talk to me. If you already did, then that's on me now. You aren't obligated to wait for anyone. Yeah, so, you know, if you have to ask the cards all these questions, but you're not getting the clear communication from them, Work on communicating with this person. And I don't know why I was just drawn to pick a fourth card. It says, cat guys are hot. It's not him, though. It's a different cat guy. So this, you could be thinking about somebody that has cats or loves cats, but there's another person that likes cats that might be the person that you're dealing with. It's kind of silly, but yeah, some of them are meant to be humorous. Okay, so that's it for pile 3. We'll go ahead and move on to pile 4 now. If you chose the Carribean blue calcite with the Tarot of Dreams, this is your reading. I just love that artwork. It's so cool. You can't see it that well, but it almost looks like opal in the middle. Mars popped into my head, so you could be dealing with an Aries or a Scorpio or somebody that has those placements in their chart that are significant. Or you could be the Aries or the Scorpio. And Mars goes into retrograde in October of this year, and usually that goes on for about 2 months, so there could be something significant that'll happen around October, November, later on this year. Because Mars popped into my head and it's associated with Aries and Scorpio, so that's where that came from. At the bottom of the deck for overall energy, we have the Two of Swords. You're at a stalemate right now. And we have the Empress. The Empress keeps coming up in a lot of the readings, and it might be picking up on all the Taurus energy that's been going on lately, because Venus just went into Taurus, and earlier this year the lunar node switched to Scorpio and Taurus, and that's connected to Venus, and the Empress is connected to the sign of Taurus, so that might be what's going on. Or you could be dealing with a Taurus. You could be like you have an idea that you've got brewing, that you're about to give birth to a new idea soon. Not sure how. Or you could be at a stalemate regarding someone with Taurus significant in their chart. Palace of Coins. That could be talking about a trip to the mountains or somewhere that's a mountainous region. Like either you're going somewhere where there's mountains, or maybe you went on a trip. You know your situation better than I do, and that's the Palace suits in this deck. It's unique to any tarot deck. It's only unique to this deck, so when it has Palace, it has to do with the element associated with a landscape or a place or an environment. And we have the Star card. That's usually about a wish coming true. Or maybe you're thinking about moving somewhere where there's a lot of mountains, and it's saying that that'll come true for you. You're feeling conflicted. You're feeling very conflicted about something involving an earth sign, or possibly something having to do with money. Faith reversed. You're feeling conflicted, you're losing your faith and your hope in a certain situation. And we've got the Six of Cups. I think I pulled that in one of the last readings, so that's the nostalgia card. You're longing for the way that things used to be, or you're possibly missing someone from your past. The Chariot reversed. Okay, with those two together, I think that you're having a hard time moving on from something from your past, but you're losing your faith in it, so you want to move on, but you can't quite do it yet. The King of Coins, you will, but it's very slow. It's very slow moving. You're having a hard time getting over something. Let's see what other... I'm just moving these out of the way to make some more room here. Ooh, the Hermit right next to the Priestess. Those two cards, both of them, are all about going within and keeping your goals and dreams silent to themselves to protect the energy of it. So any goals or plans that you have, you're trying to keep them quiet, to keep outside drama out of it, trying to whisper words of discouragement in your ear. You don't want any of that crap. So you're keeping your goals and your dreams to yourself right now, and if you're not, it's suggesting that you do so. You may have been treated unfairly, and it might have something to do with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Ooh, Three of Swords, Betrayal. There could be a third-party situation going on. Maybe the person that you're thinking about is either with somebody else, or they've got another person. And if it's not another person, and it's not cheating, or, they can't decide between you and another person, it could have to do with anything, where they're putting something as a priority that you feel shouldn't be higher than you. It could be drugs, it could be they're a workaholic and they're choosing their job over you, like where they're not giving you the attention that you feel that you deserve. Temperance reversed. Okay, so that's Temperance in the reverse. That has to do with something being out of balance. Like, maybe they don't have a good work-life balance, maybe they're choosing their friends over you, like you feel that they're invested in something too heavily in one area versus, spreading it out where they're giving an equal amount of attention to you and these other things in their lives. Eight of Cups. I don't think you're gonna stay, I think you're walking away from it. That's the card of walking away from the situation. Ooh, King of Wands in the reverse. You might be losing your temper with this person soon. You might snap out on them. And you've got the Ten of Wands. That's feeling oppressed. Maybe that person feels trapped, like they have too much going on in their lives. And it's got nothing to do with you. They're doing it to themselves. The Sun in the reverse. Queen of Cups. So with the Sun in the reverse, it's saying right now, even though the clouds have moved in front of the Sun will still come back out. And with that Queen of Cups I pulled, someone does have emotion for you, and she's wearing a necklace that has a Pisces symbol on it. So it could have something to do with a Pisces or someone with Pisces placements in their chart. And I don't really think that that person necessarily is someone that's like a romantic kind of thing. It could be talking about a friend that's going to be there for you. And the Knight of Wands. And then we've got the Nine of Wands. Yeah, maybe this person that, might kind of take your mind off of the BS has significant water and fire in their chart. Or it could be pulling it because I have significant water and fire in my chart, and it's picking up on my energy. Hopefully not. I try to make it so that the cards aren't biased. We've got the Three of Wands in the reverse. That came up in one of my other readings. So you're tired of waiting. Nine of Swords in the reverse. So you're tired of waiting, and you're sick of all the anxiety that comes along with it, and because that's in reverse, you're choosing to not have anxiety about it anymore by removing yourself from the situation. We have the Lover's card that also could have to do with Gemini energy, or deciding between two choices. That might be new love coming in for you. Seven of Cups in the reverse. So you're sick of all the confusion that you've been having, and this new person will be very, very clear, and there won't be any confusion with them. That's how you'll know. Well, that's usually how you know. Two of Wands in the reversed. Palace of Cups. So it talked about, like, something about the mountains before with the Palace of Coins or Pentacles. They both mean the same thing. So maybe you might meet this person or go somewhere significant with them that's near a body of water, or maybe some waterfalls possibly. King of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I'm getting strong energy in this, strong water energy in this reading too. Four of Cups. This new person, it looks like they'll be very generous with you. Because we have the Six of Coins, and they're literally holding a Libra symbol. They could have Libra in their chart. I mean, really, the astrology part doesn't always match, but the storyline should. And I feel like that's about it for the reading. It looks like, you know, there'll be a happy ending at the end of the story here. Well, there always is. You can make it happen. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for pile 4 here. Ooh, that was loud. Sorry. So this is the Flower of Life Oracle. And these are usually pretty long paragraph messages that are pretty cool and that can give you some guidance as well. And this came up in the last reading. Mystery. The mystical, the mystery, the secret is what we call something when we are yet to understand it within us. Once you feel it, you have direct experience with it. Once you understand this, a realization gently moves through you. I am love, and love is the essence of everything. A new inward journey to feel and understand the fullness of you will reveal itself. When you feel this and talk to people who are yet to feel their own mystery, they will think that you are delusional, a little mad, because they can't see it. They will do whatever they can to talk you out of it. However, as you become practiced in your new truth of being, support and understanding will move into your life through other people who have rediscovered the truth of themselves. That could be significant in your situation. Don't let anybody dim your light. And we've got Mind. This came up in another reading too. We enter and explore the mind to know and love it, not to force it into submission. You don't have to change your mind or make it different to what it is just because you don't like what it's saying. We are not battling the mind, we are making love and peace so we can embrace it. From this vibration of unconditional love, your mind and heart will heal and open, coming together in harmony. Now, from this balanced place, you can do what Gandhi suggested to free the mind. Be the change you want to see in the world. Be inspired by your divine love, wisdom, and strength. That's good advice, period, no matter what. Also, we'll pull some more oracle cards here. This is the Messenger Oracle, and these are a little bit more simple and straight to the point. It's best to get a few different ideas from a few sources here. have see yourself in nature. Maybe it's suggesting that place with the mountains or with the body of water or waterfalls. It's basically encouraging you to go hiking and like find solace in the woods or by waterfalls, mountains. You need to get outside more is what it's telling you. All of us do. It's always good to get outside more no matter what the situation. It does help you clear your mind though, and I think it might help you a little bit. And this came up in a different reading here. Become a shapeshifter. Use all the resources you have. You know, count your blessings and use your blessings to make your dream a reality. You have the power in front of you, but you just have to figure out the plan of how to utilize it. It's a lot easier said than done, though. And then we have the oracle that I made up myself, where I wrote messages on blank tarot cards. Some of them give timelines, hints to people's charts, and also just straight up messages, and we can see if any of this makes sense for you. Some of them are funny, and of course it's me, like, of course there's gonna be funny ones in there. So this one is, I don't want your sympathy, I just want you to understand. So maybe a significant person in your life is being real with you about maybe some trials and tribulations that they've been through, and they don't want you to feel sorry for them, they just want you to know where they're coming from. This came up in one of the other readings. I hope you go to that party or event. So if there's a party or a gathering that's coming up that they might be at, they're really, really looking forward to seeing you there. They really hope that you go too. And what else do we have? New moon in Aquarius, late January or February, or they could have, you or them, could have Aquarius somewhere significant in the birth chart. Either something happened during late January or February of any year, while it was Aquarius season, or maybe the truth about something will come out, or there'll be a big change that happens around that time, maybe next year possibly. Even though I was pulling only 3 cards out of this deck, I feel like pulling more for this particular pile. For pile 4, I think it needs more of my oracle cards. This came up before. Don't ask the cards about me. Talk to me. If you already did, then that's on me now. You aren't obligated to wait for anyone. So if you've already communicated your thoughts and feelings to this person and they're very well aware of how they feel, that's on them, what they choose to do with it. And if you have to constantly ask the cards for answers, you know, then maybe you need to think about how you and this person are communicating with each other, if at all. You know, it's nice to get little hints, to get sneak peeks into what they're thinking, but eventually, if you can't stop thinking about them, you need to talk to them directly. You can approach it any way that you want. You know, it's gotta get out there somehow, and if they're not being clear with their communication towards you, like, there's nothing you can do about it. So put it out there, put it out on the table, and see what happens. Like, somebody's gotta get the guts to say something. And we've got new moon in Libra, late September or October. They could also have Libra in their birth chart. And this is kind of a funny one here. For those of you that maybe aren't really digging the idea of a relationship, or maybe you're hurting from a past one, love songs are better when you figure out that they're really about coffee and squirrels. Seriously, next time there's a cheesy love song, just imagine that it's about coffee, or that it was like dedicated to a squirrel. It's funny and you'll love it, trust me. And if you don't, I don't know why you're watching my channel, because then you don't have a sense of humor, and I have no idea how you would resonate with my energy if you have no sense of humor. I am not for serious people. Serious people will get annoyed with me. and I take great pride in finding the serious grumpy ones, and if I can make even them laugh when no one else could, well then I feel special. So if I made your grumpy ass say hardy har har, then my job's been done and the day is complete. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this reading. Enjoy the rest of the next week or two. I'm gonna try to do these about every 2 weeks or so, at least once a month, and the energy and the vibe has to be right to do a reading, or there's no point in doing it. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and have a good one.